Everyone, my name is Ademo Adegbemiga Ganiu, and I welcome you all to my new Yoruba Abrahamic YouTube video. Today, I want to touch on the subject of the children of God, or the children of the Almighty, or the children of heaven, depending on how you can perceive it. The slogan about the children of God is a sarcasm term used to describe the special connections of the heavens' most favored tribe, or people, or the most ancient tribe on the most ancient ethnic side on earth with the Almighty. From both Abrahamic book, we can as well extremely see how uniquely these people were appraised or were talked about. Likewise, like in the Torah, how the Almighty they describe them, dub them as his own son, his own first son on earth. Like the people he dubbed as the my own first child. What this basically mean breakdown. The Almighty is being saying the first child. The first child is in reference to the first creation of mine on earth as a being. Do you understand? That mine or my own is also a reference to how closer they had to the people of heaven or the Almighty Himself. So when the Almighty Self, the Israelite, my own first child, in reference is basically saying the Israelite is alternatively saying the Israelite, the Oya Sheriola, the first set of human beings which I first created, or my own creation of earth, and who are dearer to me. Do you understand? That is what that verse is basically talking about. Likewise, in the Quran too, the Almighty also reference to it that the Israelite, I did everything for you people in your Sheriola, and I personally appointed you to be the custodian. I distinct you from the rest of mankind because you people are unique as a being. Do you understand? So both verses are basically references to the uniqueness of this very tribe that they dub as the children of God in heaven. And over the years, name used to be changed. This tribe now began to have different names from different people with different perspective within and outside Africa and upon different sides of the Yoruba ethnic groups. And that was even long before the Yoruba later collectively dubbed themselves as the Yoruba, because the term Yoruba is not, like I keep saying, is not just referencing to the southwest part of Nigerian Yoruba people. It's also identifying with the people who don't really bear Yoruba but still held on to their ethnic forefathers' name, like the case of the Beni people. The father of the Beni, like the Benjamin or Benjamin sons of Akobi. So that doesn't mean the Beni doesn't have some other name to, like the Yoruba people. Sometimes we doubles as the your people, Yeo. Do you understand? So there are so many ways they could have called themselves, but this is why I said the term Yoruba is the name of people who are ancestrally related. But why the today's southwest of Nigeria still still happens to be the face of the grounded origin of those referencing tribes. For an instant, the ancient Ethiopia, according to the Greeks, who also did reference to the West African Ethiopians and the North African Ethiopian, and did also clarifies it, that made it known that these are the northeastern people, who are the Kenya people straight down to the Jebubaka of the North Sudan, and with North Africa, likewise the Yoruba people of Ile-Ife, who are also the Omonuabi from Ile-Ife that spread across to Ghana, Dahomey, Cote d'Ivoire, and Co. And so these are the two Ethiopian references. So which basically indicate that Ethiopian is not a country; they are like people. So there is a reason why the Torah also referenced to it, made it known that the same people I'm calling Ethiopia are also the same people as the Israelites. So people should not try to see that they are different people. No, they are the same people being addressed or referenced to from different scholars, from different approach of history. Do you understand? So what does all this mean? It is necessary for us to now be sincerely, or to admit that all the messengers, the entire messengers of heaven, whether as an angel incarnated being on earth, who are commonly referenced to as the Irunmole Orishas, or Irunmole, according to me, the Orisha, any Orishada, or ordinary prophets who are the Messiah that came to liberate their people, any Orishada, who are not there, because we have the spiritual Orisha, we have the normal Orisha. All of them are messengers of the Almighty. Likewise, why in the Abrahamic people too, we have the messengers in the general term. Also, we have messiahs, we have prophets, we have so many. There are different categories as a general messenger. That is what is basically. So the Yorubas have Irunmole Orisha, they have ordinary Orisha, and they also have heroic Orisha, like someone who did something extraordinary. People made him an hero. It's different from ordinary Orisha, who is actually powerful, that enters the ground rather than die in it. And it's also different to Orisha, who are even like a celestial being, who are not. So there are different kind of Orisha too in Yoruba land, and that was what brought about the categories of different messengers of the Almighty from the Abrahamic perspectives as well. So in a nutshell, all of them were people of one single tribe, people who relate together and have a single ideology about heaven. And it was the foreigner that began to make them look like saviors of the world, because all foreigners, these are wishes of the foreigner, these are their self wish, their hope, or maybe it could be an agenda. I can't really tell, but commonly it's illogical and evidently untrue. Like in the case of Yeshua, let's take Yeshua as a good reference. Yeshua is a black person. He said it in the Torah, I'm a black and dark as charcoal. And he in his own words said, I am sent only to my own people, my own tribes, people of my tribe, sent to the lost sheep of the Israelites in Matthew. He said it, and so he never said I came for the world. But maybe out of zealousness or maybe desperation, the alien, it's so obvious that the alien also imputed the verse of John 3:16, which now later described Yeshua as the savior of the world in a whiteified visual of him, because they are trying to coin a message as a global messages of salvation for the world that will look like them, which was why they also which also applied the whiteified visual of it. Do you understand? So the Bible is basically saying two different things. So it's not left for a common random man to ask himself, will I go for what that black Yeshua said of himself, or what our destroyer invaders describe of him after he was long gone of this earth? That's a thing of your own choice to make, to decide on. So all these prophets, number two, all these prophets from A to Z are traditionalists, and their legacy absolutely had nothing to do with religion, doctrine, practices, or institutional system. Their ways are naturally the custom and traditions of the very single tribe they all emerged from, and their righteous core were more generationally, which are passed down from one ancestor to another within their ethnic clans. It doesn't matter if Oromia come from, or it doesn't matter if Oromia is from Oyo. He has a direct ties with the Benin people. It doesn't matter if a king married from Napa, the mother of Shango, Luko, so he has direct ties with the Nukwe people. They can just like that. So these are random ethnic types who are united, but even though they still bear their direct ancestral father's name. Do you understand? So when this is why in Quran 3 verse 33 to verse 4 in Imran, that Quran I commonly recite it so people will understand that these people are just one family tree with different branch. They are all just one. They have one single root of ancestors who believe the same thing, who speak the same language, who does everything the same thing. And that verse basically made it known that heaven has appointed Adam. Heaven has appointed Adam, appointed Noah, the people of Abraham, the people of Imran, and all of them collectively, they are descendants of one another. They are forefathers to one another. So it's never in the case of heaven sent one prophet to Yoruba land, he said another one to China, he sent another one to. If you are not a Yoruba speaking person, just forget it. I'm telling you, not until you speak Yoruba today. I mean in terms of origin, because there are so many Yoruba that doesn't even speak Yoruba anymore, or even their Yoruba varies, their kind of Yoruba sound varies. But I'm basically saying if you are not ancestrally related to the Yoruba people directly, Because it is also said in Ezra, in that same Torah, it is also said, not every single creation that came from Adam are his son. That is what people don't seem to know. The idea of Adam, people need to understand that even though we all came from one source, not all of us that came from the first lineage are related to the first man. Like, this is why I say I will refer you back to my Adam video where I broke it down in details. The Adam created, which is Obatala, is a reference to Obatala. He created the first creation with moths on the floor, death of different objects, and the Almighty was blowing souls into them to come alive as a transformation to a human being. These are one creations of Obatala. Another creations of Obatala are the ones who came from his sperm. His sperm is seed, the Yoruba people, and those people now started the prophethood lineage. So they have the flesh and blood of the first Adam, which is Obatala, while the ones the Obatala created from the mother, they don't have the direct ancestry of Obatala. So naturally, the people of Obatala, the people of the first Adam, we take many things from the first Adam. His character, because we are directly from his sperm, is different. They are different from the people which Obatala. Go and read the details of how Obatala created, because he made image and humanity out of different things, and these are different from the ones which Yemeja had as children for him. So that's it. I don't want to diverse too much. So in the nutshell, these people, they started the prophethood lineage, and the Quran is actually referring to them that they are just one tribe. Their forefathers are one and another. So if the Adam name could have been referring to a Yoruba word, Adaniamo or Adalamo, and has a Yoruba meaning, and those meaning also reflected to describe his very legacy, and also in align with what Muhammadu, actually the last prophet, because Adaniamo, which is Adaniamo, like Muhammadu, Amadu, the black muddy clay. I don't want to digress too much. So they all speak. The references of the one tribe can be seen throughout all the prophethood lineage. They believe in the same traditional way of life. Their modes of belief revolves around the deity praising and the worshipping of Eledumare. Deity praising in the terms of Orisha people. The praising of Olodumare is just a mere belief. Believe in the Almighty or worshipping of the Almighty absolutely has nothing to do with any physical attribute. Believing is a thing of emotion in the mind. So anybody who say let's go to this place to go and worship God, let's go to, they are just milking or making some sort of ignorance out of you. Belief has to do with a mind. Whether you believe or you don't believe, it is a thing of the mind. It's a thing of the mind, and it has to do with your own personal relationship with the Almighty. The people don't have to see that in reality. Hope you get it. Which also indeed became why all the prophethood lineage throughout the Torah, all each one of them were also Babalawo, were also priests of the Almighty, were also into tradition practices of Ifa Oracle. This Ifa Oracle speaks like the way the Almighty have revealed to you in the revelation. So these are all the Yoruba, and we know Ifa Oracle originated from Ife, the core homeland of the Yoruba people, and the message began to spread across. So they are all the same people, and they are all traditionalists, and that is a fact. Let's go to number 3. And the collective ethnic families of the modern day Yoruba people were one in terms of unity in those days. Don't let everybody fool you historically that the Benin are fighting this one. Like, it's normal for a brother to fight his other brother, but their fight is always about ego, supremacy, and it doesn't last because it's not that serious the way people always continue to portray. This is why it has been very it has been very common for the Yoruba people to have history with non-direct Yoruba people today, non-directly related Yoruba people today. So the Yoruba people live among ourselves. We Yoruba, we call it Amanlo Tedo. It's like saying, my son, go and live in the land of your uncle in so place. give him this message, Aroko, in Yoruba land. Once he see it, he will know the household you came from. They will take care of you without even knowing me directly. So it's always like that. So these people are brotherhood. They understood themselves, they love themselves, and they shoulder themselves in terms of hardness. And this brotherhood was what the Quran basically referencing to when he's saying believers. He never said Muslims are brotherhood. This is another game the Persians are playing with the Arabic text. He never said Muslims are brotherhood. He said believers are brotherhood. They are this, that brotherhood are what the modern Muslim now coined around religion. That if you do what I do in terms of banging my hand on the floor before the black cube of the Persian Hindu, then you are my brother. Before, if you are going to go by that way, Muslims themselves in Yoruba, because I can testify, the most horrific place to dwell on earth is that Middle East of today. Their anti-blackness is out of this world. You know it. Go and read what they call kafala system. People who are non-Muslim, go and read what is called kafala system. Go and read the details of kafala system. I was there. It's different from my reading in book. I went there to make my research. I traveled to that place. I lived there, start making research to understand if these people are truly the people of heaven. This is why I'm saying it categorically. So, it's not about, what I'm saying is that these people, they don't care about religion. They know themselves that what they are doing are political and religion. It's only Africa that are carried away. This is why Africans always have the shock of their life. Each time they see the sole person they refer to as saying brotherhood in the religion that is maltreating them, to go and look at what they do to their fellow Muslims. So it was never about religion. So that brotherhood is what they coined around religion. But in reality, the believer basically mean those who believe in what you believe. Not everybody believes in what you believe. And so the Almighty is basically referencing to Muhammad, telling Muhammad, like an advisor or an instruction, Muhammad, the believers, they have brotherhoods. What you believe, like those the Yoruba that dwell in North Africa, if the Almighty, like the Almighty is referencing, talking to Muhammad in North Africa, telling him, like the Greek philosopher did said, he said there are two types of Yorubas, Ethiopian, one in North Africa, one in West African, and Muhammad is evidently one of the Ijebu from the Wadai clans of the Ijebu Baka in Sudan. So the Almighty is basically telling Muhammad that Muhammad, the believers, those who believe in what you are doing, they are in West Africa. They are your brotherhood. You are ancestrally related to them. Make peace with them. I don't want to hear pekem. I don't want to hear that you are fighting. It's like saying, even though you are not part of the West African people, they are your ancestors. They are related to you. Make peace with them so that I myself can have mercy upon you. So it's like the Almighty trying to make peace. It's like maybe the Ondo and the Oyo people are fighting, and the chief priest of Ondo is summoned to help them consult the Almighty that should we invade Oyo? And the Almighty is revealing to the priest chief of Ondo that the Almighty is telling him that tell your people of Ondo, you must not go to Oyo and go and fight them. They are your blood brothers. Look for all means to make peace with them. If I hear that you fight them, I myself, I will reject you as a believer. That is exactly what the Quran verses was referenced to when he told Muhammad that these people across Yoruba land, because the Yorubas were not limited to today's southwest of Nigeria, which the British shielded us to. So the Yoruba have to understand that there are many migrants, there are many migrations, there are many settling Yorubas within today's southwest of Nigeria, and that is for a fact. So all of these are only indicating that they are brotherhood, they are related lineage, and they absolutely had nothing to do with religion, unity, or global institution that was established by African invaders to milk Africans in terms of all these things. So, and it was never about an occultic doctrine system that was referencing to a praise Shiva link of the Hindus black cube in Arabian land. It's not about that. So believing also not in any way in align with the new religion terms of region or association like some people will say the Arab land of Middle East, Kazan of the new white Jewish Israelite that was established by the European, and so on. All of these absolutely have nothing to do with this term. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing. So, but one way that people continue to coin it around religion and try to make more meanings out of it through religion. These are false narration. And in further clarity, the Quran also extensively identify the very people of Abrahamic collective groups, which he is also referencing to by identifying with the kind of messages he sent to them. You can see in Surah Al-Baqarah 2 verse 62, when Almighty, which is Eledumare, El as Eledumare, or Elohim as Eledumare, or Ella as Allah, or El Asheda, El Shaddai, all everything Ella, or Eledumare. He said it in that Surah Al-Baqarah. He stated, indeed, listen very carefully. Indeed, nítòótọ́, those who are believing in this message of Muhammadu, èyí tí ẹ gbàgbọ́ nínú ìṣe Muhammadu, the message Muhammad brought down. You have to bear in mind, the Quran does not even reference to the title of Quran. Is a message. The message is what the Quran is talking about. The Quran does not refer to anything called Muslim. Is believer, Muminin in Arabic, that the Quran references to. The Quran does not refer to Islam. Righteousness is what the Quran. It is the modern day Persian institution that came about all this new name and replace it to make it look as if it's a religion system. The Quran absolutely have nothing to do with all these things. So Muslims have to be, Yoruba Muslim and African have to go for the real key word the message of the Quran is identifying with. So he's basically saying, indeed, those who believe in this message that we have sent to you, the guidance we have sent to you, Muhammad, likewise those who also believe in the guide that was sent to the Jewish people, the Jew who was derived from Ijeri. The message sent to Muhammad was basically sent to North Africa probably before the fall of North Africa, and they fled back to become the Ijebu people and some of the migrants, and also the message sent to the Jew people, which are in reference to Olujeri Onifa Ipe, the Ifa oracle in West Africa from Oduduwa, from Ile-Ife, and also the guide from the Nasara. The Nasara are in reference to the Israelite, the Oya Sherela, that also did migrated to, that became most of the Ondo people and some of the Benue people and also the Sabians. The Sabian is another word derived from Sabe, the Dahomey kingdom. Sabe, like you have Nigerian Sabehans, they are from the Sabe, which is also in reference to the mother of the Hausa. I don't want to go deeper too much. So these are the people the Almighty is basically saying. He now further stated that all of you are Zihar. All of you. I only just need 3 things from you people for me to see you as a real righteous divine people. One of it is believe in the Almighty. These have to do with your mind. Not going to church, not going to mosque, not going to everything. This is why the Quran doesn't identify with whatever we call religion today. Believe in the Almighty is a thing of the mind. Whether you believe in the Almighty or you don't believe or you are faking it, that is your own personal business with heaven. It's not a business with any pastor or someone that creates an institution. Do you understand? The second thing the heaven require according to verse is that believe in the last day. What does last day mean? The last day is actually the day of an individual, the day you will die. That is when your own last day ends. It does not mean, I don't want to go deep too much because this last day has a broader explanation. The day you will die is always our last day. The trumpet blowing is a Yoruba idiomatic expression when someone wants to die. When they say, Alagogo ọ̀run ti ń polówó, wọ́n ti ń la gogo ọ̀run, that means they are ringing bell, they are making sound. That is where the concept of idea comes, the trumpet. So the heaven, paradise are in reference to your incarnated life, what you will meet, and your reward, what you do in this life whether positive or negative, the reflection of it in the next life you come, maybe it will favor you or it will go against you. So these are broader explanation. I think I spoke about it in one of my videos, but I don't want to digress too much. And the third thing the Quran is also saying is that do good. In Yoruba land, ìwà ni ẹ̀sìn, righteousness, and that has always been the natural legacies of the Yoruba, ìjẹ́ ọmọlúwàbí. So the Quran is basically saying, believe in the Almighty, have to do with art. Believe in the last day, do good. So be fearful of what you do, because be remembering that one day everything will come to an end. And the third one, be righteous, eshidada. And the verse now ended up saying, each ever one of you that follows just these three things, you are good to go. The Almighty will bless you. You are on the right path. The Quran is not saying you should go and bow down and start banging your head on the idol stone of the Saudi. He never said you should stop. This is why Sunnah, this is why the idea of Sunnah, Sharia, Hadith, 5 pillars of Islam, all these things are all Quranic. You will never find it anywhere in the Quran. These are what the invaders came about. They invented it and coined it around the Quran. So the Quran is not to be faulted like the way people used to say Quran is bad. The Quran is from every book that the enslaver said is bad. Believe me, it always contains messages that favors Africans. Go and look into it. If they'll tell you that the book of Enoch is evil, everything they reference to as evil, believe me, you will end up realizing that they are in favor of you. They want you guys to turn your back against every single thing that will favor you. And that is one thing Africans in general need to know. So having known all these things, virtually all today's Nigerian southwest, south, and part of the Middle Belt ethnic growing populations are historically part of the Oya Sheriola in collective group from Ile-Ife, directly or indirectly. And from Ile-Ife again, straight down to the likes of the Cote d'Ivoire by default, they are equally part of the outgrown sub-ethnic people of the Abrahamic choosing nation by default. In general, all major players from the Abrahamic events occur mostly between the Eveo town, which is in reference to Oyo, and Eve in Ife, and also Ephraim in collectively the rest Yoruba straight down to Bini and Edo and in focus generally. These are the people which the Abrahamic event revolves within their town, their area mostly. Do you get it? And this category and subcategory names now became, these names are what the random people now later gave birth to the idea of Jews, Israelites, Hebrew, Judas, and co. As a matter of fact, my Yoruba traditionalists who feel irritated by this name should really understand that these are mere names that realistically have no reference to religion. But religionists are really exaggerated out of proportion and are also coined it to meanings around the invaders' religion system. So in a nutshell, being a children of God or heaven cannot be earned by agreeing to join a religion system. That's a fact. Neither can it be earned by believing in what the Yoruba people practice as Ifa, Isheshe. Every single tribe has their own spiritualism that work for them, which are naturally embedded in their norms and tradition or culture. Many will say, what is it so special about the Yoruba that I'm saying all these things? This is not a brag, and I will only reference back to what you can testify to today. Like the entire world civilization across the nooks and corners of the entire earth in ancient days until today was derived from the Ifa divinity of the same Yoruba people of Ile-Ife. Heaven gifted the Yoruba that will better themselves, that will make them to remain closer to the Almighty in heaven at all times, and they began to extend this teaching to the rest of mankind. Without civilization, every humanity will still be living in the bush. So it only takes someone who is special for heaven to hand over those kind of gifts to, and that is part of what the heaven is basically saying when he said, you people, I made you the frontier of the world. Like in another case, every single message of Torah are also about the Yoruba ancestors, whose activities evolves across today's Yoruba land and beyond the wall of the British borders. Therefore, why would the entire world now divinize our historical Omonuabi as the basic way or the true guide the world shall follow as salvation? If our evolution or if our way of life or our ancestral divinity way of life is not really divine, why would the world back on our history and made it a religion book? As a matter of fact, this was what the Torah was ended up saying, that I shall bless you people, the Yorubas, Oya Sheriola. I shall bless you people, and I will bless the entire world through you. Likewise, I will curse anybody who go against you or who hate you. I'm not the one saying it. It's the same Torah that is saying it. So this is what I can tell about the children of God, their specialty. There are so many things I just need to stop here because the video is going too long and I don't like going this far. I will see you in my next video. Let me share it, let me subscribe, make your comment known below respectively. If you don't buy my explanation, please give me a constructive argument. You don't need to insult anybody. We are all here to learn, and this is my own opinion, by the way. You can also make yours. I'll see you by next video. Everyone, thank you and bye for now.